Dear student, welcome to my channel. This is 15 video on C programming, and in this video I am going to take additional exercises of nested loop. Now see the program number 11th. Write a C program to perform to print the following pattern. Now see in this example 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern is there. Now we will see how the nested loop works. So in my previous video I have already explained in detail how nested loop works, so I am not taking again and again repetitively. Now here I is 1 and j is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the outer loop and this is the inner loop. When I equal to 1, j goes from 1 to 5. Now here we can see that when I is 1 we have to print all ones, when I is 2 we have to print all twos. So in this way what we will do, when we are in the j loop, then we will print the value of I. So when I is 1, j will goes from 1 to 5 and it will print the value of I, which is what, 1. And after that this loop ends. Then after that we come out of this loop here and we will print /n. So new line comes, and after that it will again goes for the next iteration of the I. So in this way this pattern got printed. Now next program is to print the following patterns. Now here if we can see that whatever the value of j we have to print. So that's very easy. This is the for loop, outer loop, this is the inner loop, and inner loop we are printing printf %d comma j. So we are printing the value of j. So in this way this can be printed. Next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, we have to print pattern like this. So first we have to explain, or we have to understand from here. Now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as it is. Now we require to start from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we can see that whenever I is 1 we are going to start with 1, whenever I is 2 we are going to start with 2, and after that only increment is there. So that's why for this is the for loop, this is the j loop, and inside the j loop I initialize this k value to the I. So in the first time, when I is equal to 1 and when j loop iterates, at that time k will be initialized to I, which is equal to 1, and it will print, and after that it is k plus plus is there, so it will increment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next time when it will come going again in the I loop, I becomes 2. When I is 2, j will start from 1 to 5, but now here k is initialized to I, so k is become 2, so it will print 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because after printing increment is also there. So in this way it will print. Now here it is very easy to understand. We have to do continuously increment. So we will initialize that variable in the I loop only, because once it is initialized it will never go to this situation. This is the initialization of the outer loop. Now here I equal to 1 comma k equal to 1. Now here we initialize. So when I is 1 it will initialize, it will goes to the j loop 1 to 5. At that time k will print 1 to 5. Next k is incremented continuously. We are not making k increment here, we are making k increment here, because in the next loop when I is equal to 2, then j goes from 1 to 5. So at that time whatever the incremented value of k, it will print. So in this way we have to do the programming logic. So it is not necessary that this is the perfect logic or this is only one logic. Multiple logics are there to print the pattern. Now this program is somewhat difficult to understand. It's not difficult, but only we have to check how printing takes place. Now first time we have to print 5, then 5 4 times, then 5 4 3, 5 4 3 2 2, 5 4 3 2 1. Now see, initially when I equal to 1 we want to print 5 times. Now we can see that if we compare j and I, so we are just checking this. If j is less than I, then only we are decrementing the number, otherwise we will not decrement the number. Now see, initially we keep the value 5, that is number is initialized to 5. Now we check that if we compare j and I, so this condition will never success, that is j is less than I, because j will take value from 1 2 3 4 5 when I equal to 1. I am expecting for the first iteration, then this condition will never true, because 1 2 3 4 5 is less than 1 is not satisfied. So it will never go to the number minus minus, so it will always print the number, and number is assigned to 5, so number will print as a 5. Next time I becomes 2, when I becomes 2 you just check that out of 1 2 3 4 5 it will only satisfy for the one time, that is nothing but this time. So initially see, when I equal to 2, number is again 5, then this loop holds for 5 times. Now first it will print the value of 5, that it will print the 5. Now next it will check the condition. Now j is 1 and I is 2, that is this condition is true, that's why the 5 is decremented to 4 here. After that j will always increment and it is always greater than I, so this condition never satisfy, so it will never do number minus minus, so 4 get printed. I will explain again for the third time. Now next time when it go into the loop, I becomes 3, number becomes 5. Now we can see that here initially the j equal to j is going from 1 to 5. Now here we can see that here initially it will print the 5 as it is. Condition satisfy, yes, I is greater than, so it become number minus minus, so it will print 4. Next time next time it will print 4 and after that it will become number 3, because here it is going 2 times in the loop. First we printing, then it will decrementing the value. So first it will print 5, then it will do 4, next time it will print 4 and it will do the 3, and after that it will never come into the list loop and 3 3 3 gets printed. When I equal to 4, it will print 5, it will go into the loop, it will do minus minus, then it will print 4, it will go into the loop, it will do 3, then it will print 3, it will go into the loop 2, after that it will never go into the loop. So in this way it is print. Now we'll see this program. 1 2 3 4 5 2 3 4 5 3 4 5. Now what we have to do, we have to print up to 5, but when it value exceeds greater than 5, we require to make it 5. This is very simple, that is same like our previous program. So I equal to 1, I is less than 5, I plus plus, whatever the value of I becomes to the k, and k will make increment. So we have to make the k increment, but if k is greater than or equal to 5, what we have to do, k plus plus k equal to 5. So when it will print the 5, but when it is greater than or equal to 5, for example 6 7 8 9, it will make a 5. So here also we can write down the k plus plus, that is not issue. So it's a way that how we do the program. Sometimes we feel that make increment here, that is also okay, or sometimes if you are comfortable you can make the k plus plus here also, but we have to check whether the program is running correctly or not. Now the program is similar, only you have to check that it is going up to only 5. After 5 it is resetting. Last time after 5 it is reset to 5 only, but here after 5 it is resetting 1. So here condition is that when k is greater than 5, you are make to the k equal to 5, or greater than or equal to 5, you make to the k equal to 5. But here we require to check if k is greater than 5, we have to reset that counter 1, otherwise the program is same. Now write a program to perform the following pattern. Now see, 1 2 3 4 5 2 1 2. Now you can observe that there is no any particular pattern is there, randomly values are there. So you require to do some ways that how this pattern can be possible. Now see, this is the thing. What I did, I just subtract, or I will take the absolute difference between the I and j value. When I take the absolute difference between the I and j value, I am getting this value 0 1 2 3 4 1 0 1 2 3 2 1 0 1 2. And what pattern we want? We want to pattern here. It is 0 1 2 3 4. It is 1 2 3 4 5. Means whatever this value, it is incremented by 1. Here it is 2 1 2 3 4. It is 1 0 1 2 3. So we will find out the absolute difference between I and j, and we will increment by the 1. See, this is the difference, that is I and j loop. We are finding the absolute difference between the I minus j, and we are incrementing by 1. So it will print this pattern. So sometimes we require to try with the other options also. Now write a program to print the following pattern. So this pattern we have to print, then 4, and as we know that we are printing the row wise. So in my previous video I have taken this program, that is in which first row, fifth row, first column and fifth column all are 1. So for that I have used the logic, if I equal to 1 or I equal to 5, means either first row or last row, or either first column or last column, I have to print 1, otherwise I have to print 0. So this program is very much similar. Instead of 1, here is only 5. After that there is only single condition, but now here we require to do lot of condition. First row and 9th row, first column and 9th column 5, then second and 8, second and 8, then third and 7. In this way we require to do. So only you have to extend your if condition. So here total rows and columns are 9. I have taken n equal to 5, x equal to 1 and 9, because first time 1 9 and 1 9 column. I equal to x, I equal to y. This condition and this condition is very similar. I have printed n, that is nothing but 5 value. So how it will print? It will print only first 5. When I equal to 1, when I equal to 9, it will print this value. So in this way it is printing. Next time when I becomes 1, then at that time it will check this condition. So for this what we want, x plus 1 and y minus 1, that is second row and 8th row, second row and second column and 8th column. So this is the condition, third condition, and this is the final condition. So in this way same logic is expanded to print like this. Write a program to print the following pattern. You can find out this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 13. This is spiral pattern. So if we use multidimensional array, this is the most efficient approach. Otherwise if we write down by a simple combination in a nested loop, at that time it becomes very difficult. So this type of program I covered in array topics. So this is all about the nested loop. So in the next video also I am going to take additional exercises on nested loop. Thank you.